Hello everyone, this is Nareen's Life with MS. I am Nareen and it's time for a Hump Day Hurdle. And today's Hump Day Hurdle, I don't want to call it something that is very MS centric, but it definitely is something that is very centric to, me. And as far as I can tell, some people in my family also do tend to have this, and that is biting the inside of your lip or your cheek from time to time. And usually what ends up happening is that develops into like a small mouth ulcer, and then it takes its sweet time in getting better and all of that. So this mouth ulcer that I currently experiencing, it's in the inside of my left cheek, and I think it started maybe 3 days back. So it's at its most painful right now, and it's painful to the point where I was having salad, and a lot of times you would put some salad dressing on, or usually have something that is usually my salad dressing is generally vinegar based, or it has a little bit of horseradish in it. And oh my god, I have never chewed with the right side of my mouth as much as I did today. Just because chewing it with my left side would just mean that some of the salad dressing would just touch the mouth ulcer, and that would just send shocks of pain like all around like the left side of my face. And and the one thing I'm actually scared of is, considering that it is my mom's birthday tomorrow, or really considering it's past midnight, later in the day today we are going to a restaurant, and I am very scared that if there is going to be anything that is remotely spicy or temperature wise hot, it is going to hurt my the left side, my left cheek so much. And I'm pretty sure that regardless of whether or not you have MS, if you've ever bitten the inside of your lips or the inside of your cheeks, or ever had mouth ulcers anywhere in that region, you know how painful it can be, right? And obviously it's less about the pain, more about the irritation you actually get out of it, because until it you know disappears or gets better, and I will most likely get some medication to feel a little better, but until then, even once I get the medication, which is usually an ointment, and put it in there, it's hard enough to put it, especially on the inside of your cheek, because you never get it in the right place, and the ointment is also a little sticky, so it spreads everywhere. And because the one gel that I actually like is also brown in color, so my teeth will look brown for the rest of the day. So it's not something that I'm looking forward to doing, right? But as it is currently at its most painful point, I hope that even within the next couple of days, that it actually gets better, and that it actually improves, at least to the extent that I'm able to um, talk about something else, and an actual hump day hurdle that you know definitely is more on the standpoint of one of the issues that are MS related. But considering that this just happened, and this is something that I am currently dealing with, and maybe is even causing a little bit of lopsidedness in my face. Not that my face is very symmetrical either, but and that is something that I can also talk about. Uh, you know, it is definitely something that I hope does get better very soon, because it is right there, right? And if you've ever bitten the inside of your cheek over here or over here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly the feeling that you get where, even if it's on the inside of your cheek, somehow your teeth also start hurting sometimes. You know, your the sides of your neck also start experiencing a little bit of pain. Sometimes it actually goes up. Thankfully, until now, it hasn't done any of that. But you know there have been instances where getting a mouth ulcer anywhere can pretty much trigger certain pain in certain areas where you never expected a mouth ulcer to cause pain, right? So yeah, I mean, if you've ever experienced mouth ulcers, or you know someone who generally tends to bite the inside of their mouth um, pretty often, do share your insights, share your thoughts. What do you end up doing when you experience this? And you know what are some thoughts you have to for me to prevent having these, and usually these things are pretty common, I would say. I mean, there was a time in the past where I would have them maybe once every month, at least once or twice. Now it's gone down to once every 2 to 3 months, but at the same time it's still a little too frequent for my comfort. So yes, if you do have certain insights, if you do have certain experience with all of these, please do share them so that we can get the conversation started. And with that said, considering it is late right now, I do have to go to sleep. I'm going to bid you adieu, and I just want to say that yes, please do share your insights. And with that said, this is Naren Safit MS. I am Naren, and here's wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. And bye.